let's see, where did I start? Okay, so Unit 3. We're in Unit 3. I'm introducing this next unit to you. Very, very important, very tough. I did this for a reason. I chose to do this to help you guys learn critical thinking skills that you will not only use in this classroom, but in other classes all throughout your college experience and in life later on. You have to have these critical thinking skills. So I'm not teaching you exactly what to talk about or what to say or what to think. I'm teaching you how to think and giving you kind of a structure so I can clearly see that you are doing the critical thinking that I'm asking for. It is a thematic analysis essay, and we have to revisit what a theme is. A theme is a universal thing, an idea. I hate the word thing. I can't believe I said it. I'm so flustered that my YouTube clip did not work. I'm so like, but a theme is a universal idea, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, what your gender is, what your income, anything. If you are a human, you are dealing with this idea. You, at one point or another, will have to go in depth and learn the nature of it because you're a human being. All of the essays that we're going to be doing, that you're going to be reading in this, are classical literature. They're incredibly important to the nature of humankind, to shaping how we go about the world, and that's another part of the reason why I put it in there. They have shaped our lives today, whether we know it or not. Jonathan Swift, Plato's allegory of the cave, you know, all of these different essays, and then there's some other ones that are just kind of good, easy ones, kind of off the cuff that can help you out a little bit. All of them deal with a different theme. I think one of them overlaps, but it's only how I'm seeing it. You could very well find a different theme in it than what I found. There are multiple themes, but you have to construct an entire essay around it. If there are any, in any of the unit paper guidelines or anything, if you see essay exam, don't worry about it. I'm not making this a timed essay exam. I'm simply restructuring what I do normally in Comp 2 in a class and putting it into an online format. So if it says essay exam, don't worry. That's what I do with my normal Comp 2 class, my standard format, and I've changed it around to where you're just submitting it on Turnitin.com. Few things to look at for that. So previously we went through family, gender, identity, and race and culture as themes. All of them are different now. Every essay will have a different one, and I don't think family, gender, or identity, or race or culture are in any of those. So you're going to have this top-down kind of paper, and it's a very important, I mean, look at me, it's very, very important that you do the brainstorming on this. It's incredibly crucial that you don't wait till the last minute on this. I designed this to force you into doing the work, into going through the entire writing process. It's the only way that you can learn. So that being said, you'll see that there's an outline. It does look like the other outlines that we've had in the past from Unit 1. You'll notice it's pretty much the same thing. And then there's a brainstorming area where I take the theme of, I chose Romeo and Juliet because it's not something that you're going to be doing, but it's there. Everybody pretty much knows what Romeo and Juliet was all about. And so I'm taking that and using it as an example to show you what you're actually doing, the process of critical thinking that I'm asking you to operate under. And I put it into a brainstorming. You then use that as a template for your own. Choose one of the essays from this unit and decide what the theme is and what are 3 aspects of that theme that the author is trying to get across. Now, I chose Romeo and Juliet and young love, the nature of young love. I mean, you can't get away from Romeo and Juliet and the idea of young love. It's just over and over again. So I had to kind of think about, what does good old Bill Shakespeare want us to know? Bill Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. What does William Shakespeare want us to know about Romeo and Juliet, about young love? So I figured out 3 different possible aspects. Based on the story, young love is irrational, young love is passionate, and young love never really ends well. So I'm going to take those, and if you want, you can pull it up right now and just pause me, and then pull it up so you can see, like, on the brainstorming activity, where I am in that process. So I'm taking those, young love is passionate, young love is irrational, young love never ends well, and I'm finding individual scenarios in the story that help prove this overall generalized idea of the human nature. Okay? So you get really specific in the body paragraphs. Your thesis, however, is not going to be very specific. It'll be broad. It will be, William Shakespeare wants us to know about humanity and young love being passionate, irrational, and never ending well. Okay, so what I've done in that thesis is, it is a broad statement about the human nature of the world, brought to us by William Shakespeare. And then in the body paragraphs is where you prove that he had this in mind while he was writing Romeo and Juliet. And it is kind of persuasive in that way, but it's meant to take something, a theme, this concept that we can't hold on to, that is all up in here. We're breaking that down, which is what analysis is. We're taking it down into smaller parts and investigating each part of it. And showing how it all works together to make this young love theme work. So, some things that you need to be careful of. You can only use information from the essay you chose. You cannot mix and match. It has to be from one essay where we have this decided theme and the 3 aspects that the author wants us to know. So I'm going to be looking for, in each body paragraph, 3 quotations or paraphrases. Some mixture of those is fine. So 3 citations. They can be either quotation or paraphrase, one or the other. You can mix and match them, but 3 in each paragraph, in each body paragraph. You're going to have transitions in between each one of those. You're going to also, another thing that you need to know, whenever you guys, and this is something I noticed in the first paper assignment, whenever you guys are finishing up with a quotation or paraphrase in your body paragraph, you need to end after that sentence in your own words. Explain what that quotation was and move on. So 3 quotations, if you have 3 quotations in a body paragraph, in between each one of those will be you explaining what that means for your essay, okay, for your thesis statement. So please make sure that you have that as well. Do not sandwich your citations. When I say sandwich, that means like back to back to back quotations without any of you in there at all, or back to back to back paraphrases without you in between each one. You are deciding, you need to tell us why those are in that order and why they have to be in the essay in the first place. No first person whatsoever. This is not about you. It's not about what you think. Well, I mean, it is about what you think, but we're now moving toward more professional writing, and with that comes, instead of, I think William Shakespeare had this in mind, it is, William Shakespeare had this in mind. It's much better, much more polished, much more professional that way. So no more first person. You need to avoid the yous. Like, for instance, when looking at Act 3 of Romeo and Juliet, you can clearly see who's you. We don't need you. Instead, my computer kind of freaked me out right there. Instead, just say, when looking at Act 3 of Romeo and Juliet, this happens. Okay? You don't need that. Or change it to, people can see. Don't call your reader out at all. That's considered a poor writing style or something that where you're clinging to something. Now you may have seen some of these in some of the essays. That's fine if they can do it. You know why? Because they've been through Comp 2 and they've been published. So when you guys get published, you can do whatever you want. You can start sentences off with and. You can have all these grammatical errors if you want, but you gotta learn how to ride the bike first before you can go. And that's my job here. So don't use that. And don't use you. Don't use our, because that's still including I, right? Our, I'm a part of that. Work on transitions. I'm going to try and see if I can scan an example of this into Blackboard for you, but that may not be until next week.